She said she was a dog person. She had always been a dog person. She said cats were too independent, too indifferent, too much like living with a roommate who never paid rent and occasionally knocked her things off shelves on purpose. Then a cardboard box appeared outside her apartment building on a Wednesday morning in April, and inside it was a black kitten the size of a tangerine with green eyes the diameter of coat buttons and an expression that suggested he had opinions about the situation. She took him inside. She told herself it was temporary. Nero had other plans entirely. Nora Chen was 29 years old and worked from home as a freelance illustrator in a two-bedroom apartment on the north side of Chicago. She was the kind of person who had a system for everything, who kept her desk organized and her inbox managed and her grocery list sorted by aisle. She had grown up with golden retrievers. She understood dogs. Dogs made sense to her. You called them, they came. You opened the door, they were happy. You sat on the couch, they sat on the couch. The relationship had a logic she appreciated. Cats, she had always said, were different. They came when they wanted to. They sat where they chose. They regarded you with the kind of quiet evaluation that made you feel slightly judged for everything you'd done that week. She had said all of this more than once. She had said it to the box on the sidewalk under her breath while she was already picking it up. The kitten was approximately 5 weeks old. He had been alone in the box, no siblings, no mother nearby, no note, just a black kitten with an open mouth and something to say about all of it. She carried him upstairs, set him on the bathroom counter, and looked at him for a moment while she decided what to do. He looked back with the focused intensity of someone who had already made a decision and was waiting for her to catch up. She named him Nero because he was entirely black and because it suited him. And because when she said it out loud in the bathroom of her Chicago apartment while a 5-week-old kitten stared at her from the counter, it was the only name that felt accurate. She bought kitten formula that afternoon, and a tiny bottle, and a heating pad, and a small fleece blanket, and a stuffed animal the size of his body for him to sleep against. She researched kitten feeding schedules at midnight with the same focused attention she gave to client deadlines. She was going to foster him until he was old enough to be placed. That was the plan. The plan lasted approximately 11 days. By the end of the first week, Nero had made his position clear. He was not interested in being a cat. Or rather, he was very interested in being whatever Nora was doing at any given moment of the day. When she sat at her desk, he sat on the desk, not on the corner, but directly in front of her monitor, facing her, watching her work with the supervisory energy of a manager who had doubts about the project. When she went to the kitchen, he followed, positioned himself in the middle of the floor behind her, and waited, not meowing, not demanding anything, just present, available, in case she needed something. Her friend Jess came over during the second week and said, "That cat acts like a dog." Nora said she had noticed. Jess said most cats didn't follow people around like that. Nora said she was aware. Jess said it was a little uncanny, honestly. Nora said she was finding it difficult to argue with that. By the third week, the foster plan was no longer operational. She filed the adoption paperwork herself. The dog behaviors, as she came to think of them, developed steadily. He came when she called his name every single time from wherever in the apartment he happened to be. He learned to play fetch before he was 8 weeks old. She would roll a small crinkle ball down the hallway. He would chase it at full speed, catch it somewhere around the bathroom door, pick it up in his mouth, carry it back to her feet, and look up expecting the next throw. She did not teach him this. She had not known it was possible. He arrived at it completely independently on a Tuesday morning in week 2, when she rolled the ball to move it out of the way, and he brought it back, and the look he gave her when she didn't throw it again was unmistakably disappointed. She had never seen a cat do it, and she had looked it up and confirmed it was not standard cat behavior, and she still did not entirely understand how he had decided this was something he should do. He greeted her at the door, not occasionally, every single time she came home, even if she had only been in the hallway for 40 seconds to check the mail. He would hear the key in the lock and be at the door before she pushed it open. Not because he wanted food, she had a timed feeder by then. He was there because she was arriving, and that was apparently an event worth attending. He discovered the balloon on a Saturday morning in May. She had left it floating in the living room for 3 days without thinking much about it, just a pink balloon drifting around the floor when the air conditioning cycled on. Nero had ignored it for those 3 days. She had assumed he was going to continue ignoring it. He batted it. It moved. He followed. He spent 47 minutes that morning herding it around the living room with his paws the way a retriever works a ball, pushing it into corners, bouncing it off the chair legs, batting it with increasing confidence when it stopped cooperating. Nora sat on the couch and watched and understood something was happening with this cat that she did not have a framework for. If you're still here and haven't subscribed yet, honestly, that stings a little. Hit the button, because the dining table situation is the part everyone needs to hear. The dining table situation had started around week 6 and showed no sign of resolving itself. Every time Nora sat down to eat, Nero jumped onto the table, walked to the opposite side, sat down facing her and watched, not at the food, at her. The bowl, the spoon, the movement of eating. He would sit there for the entire meal, not touching anything, not reaching for the plate, just attending, the way a dog attends a family dinner by sitting politely nearby and watching without being asked. She started setting a placemat on the other side of the table for him because it felt wrong not to. He used it every time. Her neighbor Frank from down the hall saw Nero through the open door one afternoon and asked what kind of dog that was. Nora said it was a cat. Frank said he had not been aware cats did that, gesturing at Nero, who was sitting in the doorway watching the hallway the way a guard dog watches a perimeter. Nora said she had not been aware either originally. Frank said he was reconsidering some assumptions he had held about cats. Nora said she had done the same, and it had taken approximately 2 weeks. The garden visit happened in June. Their building had a small shared courtyard, and Nora had started taking Nero down on a harness, which he tolerated with the cooperative spirit of a dog who had been leash trained and understood the arrangement. He explored the stones and the grass and the edges of the planted beds with his nose down and his tail up, cataloging every inch of it methodically. He did not startle, he did not bolt. He moved through the garden the way dogs move through outdoor spaces, curious and confident and interested in everything. A woman named Patricia from the 3rd floor watched from the courtyard bench and said she had never seen a cat on a leash who seemed to actually enjoy it. Nora said Nero seemed to enjoy most things that dogs enjoyed. Patricia said that was remarkable. Nero ignored this exchange and investigated a particularly interesting patch of grass near the stone border. Nora still describes herself as a dog person when people ask. She says this without hesitation. She says it because it is true and has always been true, and the arrival of Nero has not changed the underlying facts of her history with animals. She had golden retrievers. She loved them. She understands dogs. She just also has a cat now who came in a cardboard box on a Wednesday morning and decided, apparently on his own, that the best version of himself was something that had never been on the official list of cat behaviors. He figured it out without a manual. Nobody trained him, nobody told him what cats were supposed to do, and he never asked. He just watched Nora and decided that whatever she was doing was worth doing alongside her, every single day, from the desk to the kitchen to the dining table to the door. He is 14 months old now. He weighs 4.5 pounds and carries himself like he weighs considerably more. He still comes when called every single time from any room in the apartment. He still brings the crinkle ball back down the hallway and deposits it at her feet and waits. He still sits across from her at dinner on his own placemat for the full duration of the meal. He still meets her at the door. He has never once not met her at the door. Some animals don't read the description of what they're supposed to be. They just decide who they are and find the person who needs exactly that version of them. Nora found him in a cardboard box. He found her first. Are you a dog person who ended up with a cat, or a cat person who got exactly the cat you expected? Tell me in the comments.